All right, so here we have a glove, a baseball glove from around 1910, give or take. It's got the full 2-inch webbing. That usually denotes around 1910. This glove, it could be my oldest actual baseball glove. The shape, though it's got a web, it's more reminiscent of a workman's glove than this is a Spalding from around the same. This is a full web too. This has more of a just that quintessential baseball glove shape, where this has like more of a turkey tail, and this seems to be more of an actual hand-shaped glove. I don't know, that's just how I see it. But I love this damn thing. Check this thing out. It's Victor Sporting Good Company, the old button right there. It's, you can see now this has no leather lacing. Definitely a solid 1910, maybe even a couple years earlier. But the lacing was an innovation, so players could open it up and add or remove lining material, and you see someone probably did that some point back in history. So I just got this. I went on eBay. It was around 80 bucks. I just fell in love with the look of this thing, and there's a lot of information, surprisingly, about Victor gloves online. They had a lot of innovative designs, like the PETA glove and the full like duck web glove. Do a little search online if you're into old gloves. They had some really cool, and now they're extremely valuable in rare gloves. But this glove is just super cool. I love the 1910 era. I want to keep going back as far as I can. This is definitely an adult size, which is nice. I'm gonna use the secret ingredient, the professional glove restorer's secret Horseman's One Step. This is awesome. I don't use oil. I just use this stuff. It's a conditioner. Just apply it. You know, just not too much. See, right now the glove is kind of like a raisin or beef jerky. It's kind of frozen. It's you know, it's not stiff, semi-supple, but it's kind of frozen. The moisture's gone. After I condition it with the Horseman's One Step, it's gonna feel like it's gonna have life back into it. It'll be more supple. So I just do a coat throughout, and then you gotta do the inside too. That's the key. And then you know, come back the next day after you apply a coat to it, and the glove has a new life magically. This is what I've been using. I learned about this online, and I bought a tub at a feed store. Now I swear by the damn stuff. Use it for any kind of, you know, whatever leather you gotta condition, old or new. It's made for horse saddles. This glove's awesome. I love the aesthetic of it, the way this thing looks. It just checked all the right boxes for me. It's the right size. You know, I have enough juvenile and young adult size old gloves, and as I said in the prior video, you know, I say they're juvenile and early adult or young adult, but when I see these photos in this, I recently acquired a 1910 Spalding baseball official guidebook full of photos from 1909 of players, you know, every team. And I'm looking at the gloves. I made a video. You can go back and check it out if you're into old gloves or baseball history. And some of the guys are using gloves with no webs, you know, like a workman's glove. Some of the guys are using gloves that are extremely small, that look like this. Like they're this tight. They're not big like this at all. So it's, you know how it is. Guys want to use what they've been using. So I'm sure some of the maybe younger players got the newer innovative gloves, and some of the old timers stuck with the more simpler gloves. You know, the old guys didn't use any gloves at all. But you can see how it's kind of just coming to life now. I made a video with a different glove. This is my oldest glove that I've gotten on camera conditioning. I conditioned a glove from probably the late 20s a few weeks ago. It looks good, but this glove's great. There's really no tears in it. It's just beat to hell. The inside's been stitched up. Well, there is a tear right there, but it's, you know, that's manageable. You could put this on and play a game of a gentle catch. You know, there's no major rips in the palm or whatever. So I just do this, and the glove, all these seams and creases kind of come undone magically. I can feel it already. Now I'm going to try to get inside it. That's what really breaks the fingers back in. It really gets these gloves to just open up and just feel all loosey-goosey. And if you get lucky and find an old-timey glove in really good condition, then the glove just feels like new. I have a glove that's in pretty decent condition. It's an old AJ Reach, 1910, and I think it's calfskin. And I used this stuff on it, and the thing just came alive. Remarkable. I have faith in this old glove. This thing's going to be all right too, because there's no major condition issues besides that little tear up there. You have some storms in the area. August has become tornado season in Ohio. So, I don't know, whatever that means. Head to the basement when you gotta do it. Alright, look at that. Getting some color. I gotta go back inside it now. This is an old, as I said, Victor company. They started in I've been researching them. They started in 1898, East Coast, and here we got some rain. You hear that? And I think they merged with a company. It wasn't Draper Maynard, it was the other one, Dyson and Watson or something like that. I'm drawing a blank at this for the moment. And then I think they closed around 1920. So it helps you date the gloves, I guess, in general. If I had to just guess, I mean, I don't have a catalog. I found some catalog photos of Victor just to kind of try to find this one. There's a little tear right there. But I couldn't find this exact model. And I can't find any writing or print on this glove, any model numbers. Sometimes it does pop out after you condition it. But if I had to guess, what pinpoint the year, I don't know, 1909. This is on the earlier side, I think. You know, I see some gloves with full webs that are on the later side of 1910. Still old, but you can just kind of tell the way they're built, constructed. This one I think is on the earlier side of that full web technology. And with gloves, 5 years is a lot of time. Maybe some sellers don't realize that. But 5 years in old-timey baseball glove life is a big difference. What the heck that is. You know what I mean? Like 1910 to 1915, or you can go, 1910 to 1905. It's difference in rarity and value and design and everything. I really want to find a workman's glove. It'll look just like this yellow glove I'm wearing. It'll look just like this. Sometimes they have a tip, a reinforced leather tip. And then other ones are just the fingers cut off. It's just like a glove without the fingers. My guess is you'll find that I'm gonna do this now, this little trick. Apply it to my fingers of this glove and just put it in the other glove. But my guess is I'll find a workman's glove at a flea market. It'll just be like in a garden glove pile for $1. That's my guess. I don't know. This glove's definitely starting to come alive. It's starting to feel like leather and not beef jerky. It's making the jump. You can just see it. Look at it. It's made the jump to leather and has left the beef jerky realm. That's exciting. These gloves really help this process. This stuff is not that, I've got it on my hand before. It's not the end of the world because it's made for horses. So, it's not poison. But if you got to cook or something in a little bit, or you got pets or young kids or whatever, it's gunk on your hands. You want to get in between the fingers. That really lets this thing just open up. And as you can see, it's starting to go. It's starting to come alive. Gentle here. This part's always super worn on these old gloves, really thin. The strap also helps you date it. Those innovations. So yeah, if you're into baseball history, I don't play baseball or anything. I'm just this weird guy that loves old-timey baseball. I don't watch baseball on TV. I don't own a TV really. I don't watch TV. But I just love old-timey baseball stuff. I've just been fascinated by the history of baseball since I was a young kid. I used to like just tape old photos of old baseball players to my wall, like try to create like an old-timey museum in my bedroom when I was like 8, 9. And I always wanted old-time baseball gloves, but they were too expensive. In the 90s, like the early 90s, late 80s, like 86, 87, 88, and through like the early 90s, the baseball card craze was in full thrust. People were gonna buy their baseball cards and then sell them in the year 2024 and buy a yacht, but that didn't happen because everyone thought that was gonna happen. Young and old, people were buying cards to resell in the future. Anyhow, that affected the market of these old gloves. And when I was a kid, when I was 9 years old, I didn't have 50, 60, 70 bucks in my pocket at an antique store, so it was always out of reach. I guess it adds to the allure for me personally. But I just like to go back as far as I possibly can in time and find the oldest glove. My life mission is to find certain things like certain kinds of bottles or baseball gloves. Just keep pushing the envelope time further and further back until the glove goes away and it's just old-timey. They just use their hands. All right, so this is, I don't want to overdo it, but I think coming along here, you can see maybe the glove was originally a little bit more on the blonde side. Maybe not. Do the fingertips. Happy there's no major, construction or, condition. There's no major cracks. I don't see any handwriting. If it wasn't for that button, the Victor and Company button, you would think it could be almost a generic glove, even though, it's well made. But you don't see anything else to denote a company besides the button. All right, so what you have to do is this. You gotta be patient. You put on a coating. I think I've applied it everywhere. Generous amount. And then you just kind of put it down and walk away. And then when you come back, it'll be a new glove. And that's kind of like where the magic is. This is like the early magic. And then, there we go. Make sure I get this web. You want to make sure that's flexible, otherwise that could crack. I haven't had that happen yet, but I don't want that to happen. So when I come back, tonight or tomorrow morning, this glove, I'll make a video. It'll be a whole new glove. It's a remarkable transformation, metamorphosis. We should get the inside of it. It's fun. I go to flea markets and get the most decrepit, beat up glove I can find that's frozen in time, and then I'll try it with this Horseman's One Step, and it comes alive. It's gotta be a glove though that's worth it, like an old Rawlings. Otherwise you're just, well, if you like it, you like it. But sometimes and I'll put them in my store sometimes, or I'll keep them. I collect 1920 and earlier. So like 80 to 1920. Anything later I typically sell. So I'll go out, I'll find old Rawlings and I'll restore them, I'll sell them, and guys are really happy, guys and gals. All right, I think you see the interior. I like it. Everything about this glove I like. The size, everything. I can definitely put this glove on and have a game of catch. Fingers are definitely coming alive. Bam. All right, I think I might just put it down. Try to get in there, and then come back later, and I'll show you all what happens with some time and some Horseman's One Step and some elbow grease. Put a little more. And then I wipe off the excess at the end. I don't leave it on. It looks like there's a lot right now. And I'll just get a clean cloth and then rub that off. And then I might apply one more coat, you know what I mean? And then wipe that off and then be done. I've done this with gloves, and like 2 years ago. and I haven't had to do this again. You know, I don't need to do this every 6 months with gloves. Typically, it's just you do it, and then, you know, they're good. As long as they're not out in the hot sun directly, you know. I don't keep any of my good gloves in direct sunlight. I don't keep any gloves in direct sunlight, I guess. I'm working on a display. I want to display my collection at the county fair. So I'm brainstorming ideas of how to display it, and I've already got a pretty good idea. Cool thing is, though, is I can display it on my channel. So that's kind of like my test run, or it'll motivate me to get it going, and then I could do it on my channel, show it on my channel, my display of antique gloves through the ages, the metamorphosis. And then I could display it at the county fair next year. I got a little bit of time. I give myself projects. How about you? All right. Is that good? It's definitely alive now. It's got a gloss to it. I think the fingers, sometimes you forget to do them between the fingers, and that's what really makes it come alive. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit more, then I'm done. And then I'll let you be. Let you all go your merry way, and then I'll check back with you all. And there we go. Look at that. That's awesome. This feels completely different from what it did 16 minutes ago. Wow. And then in a few hours, this thing's gonna be super awesome. This is super awesome. I'm getting excited. This is super awesome. Heck yeah. Man, look at that. That's starting to flop, right? See, it's coming alive. You know, because back then these guys ball players would fold these things up and put them in their back pocket. So, you know, like in Field of Dreams. I'm putting this glove in 1909. Because this company was innovative. It could be 1905, I don't know. They were innovative, so this could be an earlier, I don't think it's 1910. I would guess a couple years earlier. They opened in 1898, so, you know, it's in the window of, I'd say, 1902 to 1909. How about that? How's that sound? Maybe someone out there knows. If you know, how old is this glove? Maybe you have a catalog. As I said, there's a lot of information and forums dedicated just to Victor gloves. People are fans of the design, the innovation, and the history of the company. I can see why. Do some digging online. The pita glove, it looks like it sounds. It's like a pita bread you put your hand in and catch a baseball with. There's no fingers. I would love to find one of those damn things. That's a rare glove. That's gotta be in the thousands. You don't see those things. It's a rarity. All right, folks. I keep saying all right, but you keep finding the little part you want to get done, because you don't want to get all dirty and have to do this again if you missed a spot. And you really can't overdo it unless you just, you know, get ridiculous. This is a key spot right in there. See, this web just came alive. You can see it's just happy and free. A little bit of splitting there, but that's, you know, wow, look how loose it is now. Before it was frozen. I can probably lace that up. I got some string, thimble. I can do it. All right, this is great. This is a whole new glove already, and it's been 18 minutes. I'm happy. It doesn't take much to make me happy. Look at that. So it's a little side note. Using gloves to work in the conditioner is really nice, because you avoid getting your hands messy, and, you know, it's good for these gloves too, right? You don't waste a product on a junk rag. Okay, I'm gonna let this stuff sit overnight, and then I'll check back in with you all with this glove and show you what the Horsemen's did. Thanks for checking in.